Welcome back to Petrograd in 1916. This is Let's Break History, the final days of Grigory Rasputin. Last week, on the final days of Grigory Rasputin.
I'm going to check Warsaw Station, talk to Sukhotin. Say you are coming to Orthodox Christmas party.
Of course, I will be there.
I want to go to the Winter Palace for the day. I think I'm going to try to talk to Dmitry Pavlovich.
No!
Oh,
two nat ones in a row.
What has been keeping you busy recently? What have you been up to?
Person is strangely silent.
Oh, come now, you must be doing something.
After about 5 minutes of this, you realize that you've been speaking with a telephone.
I take the receiver and I slam it down and I say, Drat!
Let me go to the Alexandrov market. I think I'd like to talk to Rubenstein.
Can you keep a secret, Maria? I simply intend to give your father this case of Madeira. The chief of police is going to see him soon, so I am meeting him here at the market to then give to him to give to your father.
Ah, well, why don't I just take it?
Oh, please, do not bother yourself. So you see the Tsarina sitting alone on a garden bench.
We are suspecting there is a plot going on with against Rasputin. Pavlovich might have something to do with it.
I have heard nothing of this from Dmitri. I would hope that he is working for our friend and not against him. But first, let's hear from our friends over at the Charmstone podcast.
Well, if those cattle rustlers are spoiling for a fight, I'll oblige them. We're gonna save this orphanage, supposing my six-shooter and I have anything to say about it.
Mike, I'm sorry, but Wild West was last month. We're doing sci-fi this time.
I'm sorry, Captain, but I've got thrusters maxed out.
Actually, it's Gumshoe Noir, I mean.
I had to shake down the flatfoot for the poop on where I was gonna...
We made our point. We're Andrew and Mike from the Charmstone podcast, where each month we take on a new game system with a new cast. Try something different with the Charmstone podcast. Available on Apple, Spotify, or wherever you get your casts.
Can I riff a little bit more into Cowboy? I think he was going somewhere.
And now, let's return to Let's Break History.
Let us advance to day 3. You've learned some more things in your investigation of Rasputin. Alexander Protopopov came up with nothing and wasn't entirely forthright about why. Where would each of you like to go next? And before you do that, if you want to use Felix Yuspov's ability, you can do that.
Well, and also yesterday you were supposed to give us a list of places that Dmitri can show up at, right?
Right, and also where he will be today. Good reminder. So, let me first give you the places where he can show up, and I would encourage at least one of you to write it down so that you can remember, should it become relevant later. So, he can appear at Tsarsky Selo, Yusupov Palace, or the Winter Palace. And then I have a spreadsheet that manages all this. He's going to be at Tsarsky Selo today.
You said Tsarsky Selo, Winter Palace, and
Yusupov Palace.
Yusupov Palace, thank you.
So he's definitely going to be in Tsarsky Selo today?
Mm-hmm.
But then he might show up in other places too?
He might show up at different places as you progress through the game, but on December 3rd, he'll be at Tsarsky Selo.
I see. Okay. Good.
With that information, what would you like to do next?
I want to turn to everyone and say, I encourage us to in confronting Dmitri, to be indirect with him. We must not let them know, these conspirators, that we are onto their tail.
Protopopov, you are most subtle man. I'm sure you'll do so with no problem.
I appreciate your kind words, friend. I did not achieve my position in government without many years of shrewdness.
So, if we are certain...
Can I use my gossip ability?
Yeah, sure. What place would you like to know about today?
I'm going to see who's at the Alexandrov market.
All right. Stanislav Lazavert will be there today. That is the only person of interest.
Lazavert was the doctor you were trying to talk to the other day?
Yes.
No, I think that's a short soldier, no? Oh, he's a doctor soldier. Yeah.
Yes, he's a doctor and a soldier.
So, who did talk to him besides me? Did anybody talk to him besides me?
I think you're the only person who's spoken to him so far.
So, somebody else should try to talk to him because he seems to have information. I may not be the good person because my interaction left him with suspicion and he wasn't very thrilled.
I will charm Lazlo.
Okay, good. Somebody should try to talk to Dimitri again. Who would be the best person? I can try, certainly. But if somebody has more power to persuade him to give some information, the person may have a comparative advantage.
So I will say I'm planning on going to the police department and leaning on the police chief to try to figure out what his and Rubinstein's relationships are with Rasputin, because they met yesterday, and so I'm going to try to lean on him a little bit and see if I can't figure out what the deal is.
Good idea.
Okay. You can go ahead and move your token to the police department then to indicate that. So one of you probably wants to talk with Rubinstein at Tsarsky Selo. Who wants to head there? Or did I say Rubinstein? I meant Pavlovich.
Maria, would you like to go next, or should I?
Yeah, I can go do that. It's probably not a good idea for me to go to the market again, because if that guy is suspicious of Rasputin, he's going to know who I am.
And also didn't you go there yesterday?
Right, also, yeah, I can't go there again.
Yeah.
And Felix went there anyway, right?
Yeah, I think Felix has that covered.
Okay. So what's the place that's not covered that I can go? I would like to go to Mad Miv's clinic and figure out more about that book that's missing from the shelf.
Okay.
Good idea.
Cool. So yeah, you can go ahead and move your character to Mad Miv's clinic. So who wants to start this day off? Rasputin remains at his apartment for the day.
Okay.
I guess I can kick us off.
Okay. So we return then to the Department of Police. There are some extra people here, extra persons of interest, some of whom you have not met before. There is a reporter here by the name of Becker. There's also the Chief of Police, Stepan Beletsky, who you spoke with before. And then there is one Mikhail Kamizarov, who you would know as one of the people assigned to protect Rasputin. He's technically a employee of Kovsov, and he checks in with the Department of Police probably occasionally, and that's probably why he's here. So
Okay.
you can speak with any of them, or you can snoop around for clues.
I'm going to attempt to speak with Stepan Beletsky, but first I'm going to roll my furniture check.
That's a 5.
And I passed. I did not speak to an inanimate object today.
Yay!
Nice. All right. So, sorry, you said you're going to speak with Beletsky again?
Yes.
Okay. So he's back in his office again. He's not reading mail today. He's actually in the middle of some sort of debrief with another one of his agents, but when he sees you come in, he dismisses the agent and says, "Oh, Minister, you are back. Have you come back with a warrant?"
Not with a warrant, Stepan, just with some more pointed questions, let us say. Is that all right?
Please, I will answer any questions that I am allowed to answer.
Thank you. Let me start here. Do you know one Dmitri Rubinstein?
Well, okay, yeah. First, give me a procedural.
Sure.
That's a 12.
So he says, yes, I know the man. He is fairly well known throughout Petrograd. A very wealthy man, I am to understand. You can tell that he's withholding some sort of information here.
I say, yes, I've come to understand that myself. Do you know if he has any dealings with Rasputin?
So it is said. They are business partners of sorts, is my understanding.
Ah, that's good to know. It occurs to me that I have heard tell that you met with Rubinstein yesterday as well as Rasputin. What can you tell me of that meeting?
Give me a persuade roll. Oh, nat 20. Okay. So he looks a bit chagrined that you've caught him in being slightly less than honest And he sort of fumbles a bit. He says, well, I did not meet Rasputin yet. I simply took care of a package from Mr. Rubinstein that I shall have delivered to Rasputin sometime today or tomorrow.
A package, Stepan.
It is Madeira. It is one of his Rasputin's favorite drinks.
And you have seen this Madeira yourself. There's no secrets hidden from you, Stepan, I hope.
He gestures over to a corner of his office at a package. It looks like a case of probably 12 bottles of Madeira, quite a large number. And he says, yes, I have it here. I will, whenever Komisarov comes, I shall hand it to him, and he shall take it to Rasputin.
Do you mind if I take a look myself?
Give me another persuade roll.
Okay. Oh, that's persuade. Persuade.
Oh, nice. That's a 12.
He says, by all means, but I must ask, what are you hoping to find? It is merely a case of Madeira.
If I knew what I was looking to find, I would not be looking, I say, and I go and inspect the case.
All right, give me an investigate roll.
18.
All right. So you're starting to look a bit too closely in the wrong places for Boletsky's liking, and he says, look, it seems that you know more than you're letting on. Let me tell you, it is harmless.
Stepan, if I knew more than I was letting on, I would not be in your office right now, or I would have come with a warrant.
Look, you know Kovstov, do you not? Kovstov is this fellow here, who you would have had some reason to meet. He was your predecessor as Minister of the Interior, and is someone who was fired because of his incompetence, and also he was disliked by the Tsarina.
I say yes, Alexei's reputation precedes him.
Well, he is very much inclined to... He wants to kill Rasputin, okay? And he tried to bribe me to give me money, and I say yes, I will work with him. And we've create plan, but we are supposed to have put poison in Madeira, but I tell you, it is nothing. It is harmless powder.
Okay, I'm gonna take a second to think about how I respond to this. Okay, so Protopopov says, Stefan, this is most uncharacteristic of you to both get involved with such schemes and then to admit to them, at face. What mean you by this? That this is this plot on or not?
It is decidedly off, Minister. Please, do not report this to the Tsarina. I have everything under control. I am doing my best to protect Rasputin.
Can I make a perceive check to see if I trust him on this?
Yes, you can do that.
Okay. Do perceive.
Okay, that's another 12.
I will tell you that you could have learned more than this, but that is still a success to some degree.
Okay.
So you can tell that he seems sincere in that he did not intend to actually kill Rasputin.
Okay. So I sort of step back from the case and I say, very well, Stepan, I will trust you on this, but I hope that my trust will be well earned in the future. It is my express wish to see that no harm is done to Grigory Rasputin, and that anyone who wishes him harm see the highest level of justice available. Do I make myself clear?
Absolutely, Minister. Your investigatory abilities far surpass my own. Please, I will help you however I can. So that'll be your major action for the day, but in future, your interactions with Boletsky, you'll have advantage on persuade rolls with him.
Nice, thank you.
So, who wants to go next?
Wait, can I send my investigators after someone?
Oh yes, you can.
Okay, I'm going to have my investigators tail Kovstov and try to figure out where he's going to be tomorrow.
Okay, have them do a perceive roll at disadvantage.
Okay.
That's a 15 and an 18.
All right. So they are able to follow Kovstov. Let me check. Oh, well, I'll let you know at the end of the day where he's going to be tomorrow.
Okay, sounds good.
So yeah, who wants to go next?
I can go.
Okay. So we go back to Alexandrov Market, and Felix, let's see who else is there. I believe it's just Dr. Lazavert, so you could speak with him using your major action, or you could snoop around for clues. What would you like to do?
I will speak to him.
Okay.
And ask second opinion for bodily pains.
Okay. So this is not someone who you've probably met before, so you approach this man with a large scar on his neck, and he looks you up and down, assesses very quickly that you must be some wealthy gentleman, and gives you a deep bow.
Please. You only need to bow once.
Thank you. Please. To what do I owe this accostement in the market?
I hear you are an effective doctor for men who go to war and for other soft horse boys. I am similar in that I have many pains and am looking for a second opinion in addition to good man Rasputin. You heard of him, perhaps?
Indeed, I've heard of Rasputin.
So,
how does he relate? Oh, you see him for your pain as well?
Yes, and he is most good, but maybe no man could give something else.
I'm glad that you have come to a real doctor. And
so sounds like you don't like his medical practice as much.
Give me a perceive roll. I'll use that first one, which is an 11, and it's a success. So he clearly doesn't think much of Rasputin's healing powers. He says, "Nonsense. Healing cannot be accomplished by mere touching of hands. He's not human beings are not horses."
I never said they were.
So this is a reference to a common Russian, I guess, folk legend of sorts of men who are born with the ability to heal horses by touching them.
Oh. So for Western or Orthodox Christmas presents for my good friend the soft horse boy Pavlovich, you're no man who can heal horse.
I'm sorry, I do not know what you mean.
Regardless, what do you know of other people who maybe don't like Rasputin's practice so much they wish harm in next few days?
I hear things here and there. Give me a persuade roll.
Hey.
I hear things here and there, and lots of people do not like Rasputin. He is a very unpopular character. I would say talk to anybody, and you will find someone who does not like Rasputin.
Oh, anybody, okay. Speaking of anybody, you seem like a decent sort of person. You maybe want to come to Western Christmas party in a week or so.
Christmas party? Well, let me check my calendar.
Okay, is white elephants. You could bring horse, for example.
This Christmas party's going to be lit.
I shall think about it. Thank you. Give me one more persuade roll to see if you can get Lazavert to come to the Christmas party. Oh, no.
22!
This guy's definitely coming. Alright, so that's your major action for the day.
Thank you for listening. I interrupt you mid-episode to beg you for help. You see, we're an independent podcast, otherwise known as a rinky-dink operation. You can probably tell from the quality of our audio. Best way you can support us now is by rating and reviewing the podcast wherever you're listening to it. If you include a history fact in your review, we'll include it at the end of one of the podcasts. You can also support us by joining our Patreon at patreon.com/letsbreakhistory. Regardless of how you choose to support us, we're just happy you're listening. Thank you from me and from everyone else who helped put this podcast together. We'll move on to either Bad Maeve's Clinic or Sarsky Salo. Where should we go next?
I can go.
Okay. So
Sarsky Salo.
We'll go down to Sarsky Salo. There are quite a few people at the palace today. There must be some sort of to-do here.
Aha.
So, at this place, there are some new characters as well, including Sir George Buchanan. And then, of course, the person you came to see, Dmitry Pavlovich, is here today. And then, the Tsarina is here as well. And, so is Rubinstein again.
Oh dear.
So you could speak with any of them, or you could look around for clues.
So, since my betrothed is, Pakadze, am I to assume that he would know Pavlovich? Like, am I aware?
He would at least know of Pavlovich, but, he probably didn't serve with Pavlovich in the military.
Okay. So I'm thinking at this point, I'm definitely going to go talk to Pavlovich. I need to figure out, my line of questioning.
If it helps inform your decision, he has not met you before.
Okay. All right. I guess I'm gonna try to pretend I'm somebody else.
Okay. So,
all right.
As you approach him, he gives you a look up and down. He says, "Hello. I've not had the pleasure. Who am I addressing?"
My name is Irina.
Irina, beautiful name.
Thank you.
My
I like it.
friend's wife is named Irina.
Oh, what a coincidence. It's a very nice name.
She is in the Crimea right now. Otherwise, I would introduce you.
Oh, well, maybe another time.
Well, how can I help you?
Oh, I'm just wandering around and trying to occupy myself. You know how it is.
Yes, well, please, occupy yourself near me.
Oh, thank you. I'm curious, have you heard of this Rasputin fellow?
Who has not heard of Rasputin? He is the dark cloud that hangs over this court.
Ah, yes. That is a fair assessment. How do you feel about him?
He looks around for a moment. Roll a perceive roll.
Haha!
Indeed.
23.
So you see him give a look to his cousin-in-law, the Tsarina, to make sure that she's not listening in on your conversation before he continues speaking. And he says, like many, I'm very afraid of the influence that he has at court. I would much prefer for him to be out of the picture, if that makes any sense to you.
I understand. It's better to not have too many mysteriously influential people around.
Yes, well, it is not right for a peasant to be so close to the royal family.
Yes, it's not proper. It's not good.
If you could give me another persuade roll. This is going to be to see how well you're concealing your own actual feelings about the matter. Oof, that's an 8.
Ouch.
So, he gets... Actually, roll a perceived roll on top of that as well. Oh, 22. Alright, so you catch on that he's a little distrustful of you at this point. He's guarding his words, you think.
Oh no. Well, I better be moving on to the next person. Don't want to take up too much of your time. You look like a very important man.
I am. I appreciate your conversation. Have a good day. And he gives you a quick salute, and you move on.
Okay.
All right. So that's your major action for the day.
Looks like I'm the only one.
Yes. Let's go to Bad Maeve's clinic. So let's see who's there today. Again, today the only person of interest is Peter Bad Maeve himself. So you could speak with him, or you could snoop around for clues.
I guess I can't do both, right?
Correct.
Let's talk to him then.
All right. So Peter Bad Maeve steps out of the door to his office, holding a list in one hand and scanning the room for his next patient. Bad Maeve is a doctor of Tibetan medicine, currently a fad among Russian elites. He develops herbal remedies that he sells to Russian aristocrats and other high-profile figures. He knows Rasputin fairly well and counts the starets among his allies. He spies you in his room here, and he says, hello, what brings you to my clinic?
Does he know me?
He does not know you.
I came to investigate about special powder you may have given to somebody very recently. I might have a use of such thing for a different adventure, so I was wondering if you are willing to help me.
Of course, I can help. What purpose to which do you wish to put this powder?
I do not want to be very loud here, but I have been told it has a use of some sort of putting out a light.
Putting out a light? Well, if you wish to speak in private, please come into my office. He leads you into his office and puts down his list and says, what do you mean by putting out a light? Is this a metaphor?
Oh, it's for killing a person.
All right, give me a perceive roll. That's only a 7, so you don't notice any major change in his affect. He's got a pretty hard-to-read face, and he says, that is very serious indeed. I'm not sure I'm the best person to help with that, but what do you wish to do?
I cannot give you all the details because even I don't know all the details. But I can tell you that the person I'm representing can pay you any amount of money possibly out there.
Give me a persuade roll. That's an 18. He muses over this proposition for a moment, and he mumbles something under his breath. Why don't you roll another perceive roll? That's a 9. He mumbles just a little bit too quietly for you to pick it up, and he says, I'll see what I can do. What do you need?
I need something that works well. I do not want something that doesn't work or has not been tested yet. And I also need evidence that it has worked or has been used. You know what I mean.
Well, all of my remedies are well tested over thousands of years of practice from my country, and I can assure you that if I give you something, it will do what it needs to do, but as medicine is delicate balance, and anything taken in too large of a dose can cause problems and even death, but it seems you're looking for something that would work on someone who is unaware. Is that correct?
Absolutely. However, I do need a point of reference for a material that I'm requesting, that it has worked or has been used very recently.
All right, give me a persuade roll with disadvantage.
All
right, that's a 7. He gives you a very suspicious look, and he says, I cannot talk so blithely about my clients. If you wish to have a reference for my healing abilities, I'm more than happy to provide one. But for anything else, I'm afraid I must respect my client's privacy.
Anna thinks she may not get any more information from this place. However, she recognized that Peter, his name is Peter?
Mm-hmm.
Peter may have more information or may be a part of the plot and think she needs to go back to her team and report to them. Maybe one of them can come back and investigate further.
Okay. So he sees you out of his office, and that is your major action for the day. Sir, I think we'll move then to the end of the day. Your agents followed Kovstov, is that right?
Yes, I followed Kovstov, right, because he was the one that Stepan had said was involved in this plot with the Madeira.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, then yes.
Yeah. So, let's see where Kovstov will be tomorrow. He will be at the Department of Police tomorrow.
Oh. And I can't go back there because I was there today.
Correct.
Okay, interesting. Dang.
So everyone can move themselves back to the garden. It looks like a couple of you already have, and then confer about the various leads that you've followed up today.
So, there are a couple of things we know. It looks like the Pavlovich is the one who is definitely in the center of all this. He dislikes Rasputin, believes that peasants not supposed to be those with Tsar and Tsarina or the royal family. We also know the Tibetan doctor may have created something in the past that could help this assassination to occur, maybe. We also know who's the person that is tried to make it happen and decided not to.
Kovstov was the one who was trying to carry out this assassination, and I trust my man Beletsky in the police department. He will be a good asset for us going forward, although it is sad that he got mixed up in all of this. But Kovstov clearly has it out for Rasputin, and so we have two conspirators at least.
Yes.
It appears that my agents have told me that Kovstov will be at the police department tomorrow, but I cannot go myself. If someone wishes to interrogate him, you can say we have it on good authority that he has attempted to kill Rasputin recently, but I cannot drive the line of questioning myself.
Yes.
All right, well, so I think now's a good time to move us to day 4.
Yeah, it's midnight.
Oh, that's right. Your very late night meetings in the garden outside Chloride Palace. Hello? Is there anybody in here? Peter Badmave, how do you get in here? Well, I'm actually not sure. I was looking for the powder room. Well, look, why don't you read the history facts at the end? I guess that sounds fine. Thank you. Alright, well, I guess that's our episode. Thanks so much for listening. If you're enjoying the podcast, please consider supporting us by going to patreon.com/letsbreakhistory. Member benefits include early access to episodes, custom artwork, and other cool stuff. Also, remember to review us. If you include a history fact in your review, we will read it at the end of an episode. We love hearing from our listeners, and you can tweet at us using @BurningTavern, or find our Facebook page at facebook.com/BurningTavern. Remember, folks, sometimes history does not quite repeat itself. See you next week. Okay, I'm back. Here's a history fact. A woman by the name of Inez Milholland led a demonstration that changed the tide of the women's suffrage movement in one of the first large protest movements in U.S. history. Inez led the demonstration on a white horse. No princes were injured in the parade, but some of the police hired to protect the protesters turned on the women. That's it for me, but if you want more history facts at the end of an episode, simply review the podcast and put
your history fact in your review.